From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Well, it seems that shark sightings are on the rise in Southern California as warmer ocean waters, fueled by the El Niño climate pattern, are drawing more sharks to Southern California, including species that typically remain farther south as a marine heat wave raises water temperatures along the coast. In Newport Beach, lifeguards have reported increased shark activity during what experts describe as an active season. Researchers say unusually warm water is one factor helping bring more sharks into the area. Amanda Ho of the Shark Lab at California State University Long Beach said that what scientists have been seeing since February with this marine heat wave is the water warming and more sharks appearing. Marine heat waves are periods of unusually warm ocean temperatures that can affect marine ecosystems and shift where sea life is found. As those warm water events become more frequent or intense, researchers say Southern California could see species that are normally associated with waters farther south. Ho said that what scientists saw with the last El Niño were warmer water shark species coming up from Baja. There were some hammerheads, some tigers, and bull sharks, and they even saw a whale shark off Catalina last time, so this time could be very similar. AccuWeather forecasters said the developing El Niño arrived earlier and faster than many typically do, with unusually warm water extending across parts of the Pacific. AccuWeather experts say the pattern is guaranteed to strengthen into a super El Niño, and El Niño conditions are expected to continue into at least the start of next year. The changing conditions have prompted Newport Beach lifeguards to work closely with marine biologists to track sharks moving through local waters. Newport Beach lifeguard Captain Clay Rinker said crews use technology capable of detecting sharks that researchers have previously tagged. Data from the detection system is monitored by researchers at the Shark Lab at CSU Long Beach. More detections, however, do not necessarily mean shark attacks are becoming more common. Ho said improvements in monitoring technology, along with more people watching out for sharks, can also contribute to an increase in reported sightings. Now, for folks who have watched the Newport Beach coastline for decades, the sharks are yet another example of the marine life that can appear as ocean conditions change. Well, things will be a little bit cooler in parts of the east as a push of Canadian air is on the way for the Great Lakes region and the central and northern parts of the Appalachians this weekend. But the cooler, less humid conditions will come with a catch, as the pattern change may also set off drenching downpours and thunderstorms. The weather setup early next week should help ease energy consumption and costs. Cooler, less humid air is already setting in for the Great Lakes to the northeast in the midweek. After a retreat later this week, a reinforcing dose of cool air will follow. Instead of highs in the 80s or 90s, which are common throughout the Midwest and Northeast at this time of year, the pattern will produce widespread highs in the 70s and low 80s instead. Where the sky clears at night, widespread lows in the 50s are likely, with lows in the 40s in some of the coolest spots. AccuWeather's Brandon Buckingham said the intensity and orientation of a dip in the jet stream will ultimately determine how widespread the cooler and less humid air becomes and how far south and east it advances this weekend into early next week. A strong, rounded jet stream dip with a storm in the upper atmosphere could push the cooler and less humid air offshore and well into the southeast states. A sharp dip anchored well inland may allow warm and humid air along with flooding downpours and severe thunderstorms to linger along the Interstate 95 corridor. In either of those scenarios, or some combination of the two, cooler, less humid air will spread across the Great Lakes and into the interior northeast this weekend. Cooler air will slowly progress southeastward, rather than a powerful cold front pushing through the region, as often occurs in mid to late autumn. Buckingham said that since the air aloft will be much cooler than the relatively warm air near the surface, towering clouds will lead to showers and gusty thunderstorms, with small hail around the Great Lakes. Some of the storms may spawn waterspouts, as lake water temperatures are rather warm this time of year. 1 or 2 rounds of gusty thunderstorms are likely to develop along the leading edges of successive waves of cooler air from Friday into early next week. Because Atlantic waters are quite warm at this time of year, they can slow the advance of cooler, less humid air approaching the coast. As the leading edge of cool, less humid air stalls, it can provide a focus for severe thunderstorms, though, as well as areas of torrential downpours and flash flooding. That risk will be greatest along parts of the southern and mid-Atlantic seaboard, but could extend northward into parts of New England and southward to the northeastern Gulf Coast. Cities facing a medium to high risk of torrential downpours and flash flooding for part of this weekend include Norfolk, Virginia, Salisbury, Maryland, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Atlantic City, New Jersey, D.C., and Philadelphia. Depending on how the pattern evolves, the risk could extend northward to New York City and Boston, as well as southward to Myrtle Beach and Charleston, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, and Jacksonville, Florida. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com, and you can stay weather aware with the AccuWeather app. It's free to download on the App Store. Enjoy the rest of your day, be safe, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.